Today we are going to study a lesson from business studies. So business studies is a part of social science. You already know it. We have studied chapters from political science, economics and history. So in today's class you're going to study a lesson from business studies, that is components of business studies. So in this lesson, you are going to know about the basic aspects of business studies, the different stages involved in evolution of business, the role of trade and commerce in economic development, and development of commerce during 21st century. So let us understand the term business. You all might have heard the term business. So if I ask the question, what's your father or what's your mother? What is their occupation? Many of you say they are in they are into some business. And you say my father is a doctor or my father is a lawyer, and some say my father is a shopkeeper, and uh, students say they are doing business, isn't it? So let us understand what is the term business mean. What does it mean? So here you can observe a picture of bee. Bee, you say busy bee, right? So business mean, the term business mean busy. So business means being busy. Business means being busy. Then what is business? Business is an economic activity which is related with continuous and regular production and distribution of goods and services for satisfying human wants. So you already understood the term economic activity. So business is one such economic activity. So it is related to the continuous and regular production and distribution of goods and services for satisfying human wants. So you already know that we are all engaged in different economic activities to earn money. Why do we need money? We need money to satisfy our wants. We get goods and services. We need so many goods and different varieties of services, and we satisfy all those wants uh, through money, and we get money, we earn money by conducting so many economic activities. So business is also one such economic activity. Then business is related to what? Business is related to either production of goods and services or distribution of goods or services. So that is called business. Hope you understood. For example, all of us need food, we need clothing, we need shelter, and we also have many other household requirements, isn't it? Daily life, in our day-to-day life, we need several goods and also several services. Uh, the goods that we require are provided by the shopkeepers. If you want any good, you will definitely go to a nearby shop and you will purchase it from there, and the shopkeeper will definitely provide all varieties of goods. And if you need any service, you will go to the service provider. If you need medical assistance, you'll go to the hospital, and if you need postal service, you go to the post office. If you need banking assistance, you go to the bank, right? So like this there are shopkeepers and the service providers near our houses. So the shopkeeper gets the goods from the wholesaler, isn't it? And the wholesaler gets it from the manufacturer. Then the shopkeeper, the wholesaler, the manufacturer, the one who produces, they're all into business. What are they all doing? They're all doing business, and we call them as businessmen. We call them as businessmen. Hope you understood the term business. So business is an economic activity. Then it is related to what? It is related with the production and distribution of goods and services. For what? For satisfying human wants. Okay, let's pass on to the next topic. Economic activities. So you are already aware of the economic activities. Production, distribution, consumption are the different uh, economic activities. In business studies, uh, the activities which are concerned with the production and exchange of goods and services are called economic activities. The different work that human do, and those are concerned with the production, that is manufacturing of goods and also services, and also exchange of goods and services are called economic activities. All the activities which are related to the manufacture or production of goods and services, and also distribution of goods and services, and all such activities are called economic activities. Okay. So in business studies, we can classify these economic activities into three types. So the various economic activities what humans perform can be classified into three different types. One is business, uh, second one is profession, and third one is employment. The different economic activities. The first one is business. As I told you in the beginning itself, business is an economic activity. It is one of the economic activities. So then what is business? You already know business. It is mainly concerned with the production and exchange of goods and services. Business is related to producing different goods and services, and also distributing the goods and services to the people. So business, it is concerned with production and exchange of goods and services. So you can observe the famous businessman and also a shopkeeper here. Then, okay, in this picture, observe the two famous businessmen of India. That picture, this you ignore. The first and the second picture. You try to identify these businessmen and use the comment box to answer. Let me see how many of you will uh, try to identify these two businessmen. So, next economic activity, the next kind of economic activity is profession. So, as I already told you, many of you, if I ask the question, what is your father doing or what's your mom? If I ask like that, you'll say, few say, as I told you, they are into some business, and few say he's a professional, he's a lawyer, he's a doctor, they are the service providers. So, profession. There are many people who are into different professions. So, it is mainly concerned with the rendering of specialized technical and personal services. So, it depends upon the skill of that person. They give us the specialized technical and personal services. So, lawyers, they assist with their personal skills. Doctors, again, their specialized skills, they assist the society, and also chartered accountants. So, profession, you understood. The third kind of economic activity is employment. There are people, many people are working, and they are working under some person, under some employer. Okay, so employment is the work undertaken by the people under an employer for what? For salary or wages. Okay, example, agricultural laborers. So there are many agricultural laborers who are getting wages from their owner. And there are many industries and there are many laborers who are working in that industry. They are also into employment and they get the salary or wages. And uh, one more thing you must know, the the word employer and employee. Who is an employer? An employer is a person who appoints people to do work under him. So employer is the provider of the job. So he employs, he recruits people for his company or for his industry to get his work done. Then employee, the person, uh, employees, the people who are appointed to do the work are called employees. So employer is a owner, employees are the workers. So now you understood this concepts. So now you understood that three types of economic activities. They include business, profession, and employment. And the people, either the people are working as uh, either the person might have chosen business as his economic activity, or they may be doing some profession, or they must be employed with an employer. So next we'll understand the aspect exchange. Then what is exchange? Exchange is distribution of goods and services is called exchange. So you all know exchange. You all exchange scales, erasers in the classroom, isn't it? Now it is not possible, I know, but you always you exchange your notebooks. Exchange is distribution of something to other. So here exchange means the distribution of goods and services, distribution of products. So this is distribution of goods and services is called exchange because uh, we are all in need of varieties of goods and any such product which has been manufactured in one place must reach to all the people, isn't it? So that process of distributing such goods and services to all the people to their doorsteps is called exchange. Okay, so exchange is the connecting link between production and consumption. So exchange is the connecting link. Production takes place in some other place and consumers are in all the places, and who will provide the consumers the products? So it is through exchange. So exchange is like link between production and consumption. If uh, the exchange process is not there, the consumers will not get the products and the producers cannot sell their products. So how do we exchange? Usually we have money as medium of exchange, isn't it? So the goods which are produced at a place, they have to reach the consumers at different places. So during the course of production, the producers take into consideration the market study, transportation, storage of goods, determination of price, advertisement, etc. All these aspects are included in the process of exchange. So exchange includes market study, exchange includes transportation, then storage of goods. Certain times goods need to be stored. Then price determination, advertisement. So there are so many aspects involved in the process of exchange. So as I told you, today we have money as medium of exchange. This you must not forget. Now we have money as medium of exchange, and through money, exchange of goods and services is taking place. So the exchange system, it has become the foundation for business. If there is no exchange system, there is no business at all. If The producer cannot exchange his or producer cannot distribute his goods and services to the consumers. There is no point of producing any goods and services. So now you understood the concept exchange. Exchange, it has become the foundation of business. Next topic, let us understand evolution and growth of commerce. So before we understand the evolution of commerce, let us know what is commerce. All the economic activities of human beings is considered commerce. All the economic activities, it may be production, it may be distribution, or it may be consumption. So all these economic activities are considered as commerce. Hope you understand the concept commerce. Then what is evolution? Evolution means gradual change of activities. Gradual change of activities. Then what is evolution of commerce? That means the gradual change that took place in commerce. That is in while performing different economic activities. What are the gradual changes that we have noticed? So the evolution that has taken place in commerce may be called evolution of commerce or history of business. So it is nothing but history of business. Evolution and growth of commerce means what is the history of business, how it all started, how the concept of business started. So let us understand this concept. So there are different stages of evolution of commerce. So you already know even human evolution also, uh, in that also there are different stages. In the beginning humans were, you already learnt in history chapter, humans were hunters and gatherers. Then they observed the uh, pastures, and they had led the pastoral life, and after that agriculture started. All this you already know. So like that, even we have different stages of evolution of commerce. Let us understand those 8 stages of evolution of commerce, how uh, commerce grew, how it evolved. The first stage is hunting and fishing stage. So you already know this, you have learnt in history that it is the earliest stage of human civilization, isn't it? During this stage, man was a wanderer, and there was no fixed place for him. He used to move from one place to another in groups for food. He used to search for food, and they used to hunt even animals. They ate fruits and roots. Fishing also they carried. They used to gather fruits, roots, and nuts for food. So they, where did they live? They lived in the caves or hollows of trees. So they used to cover their bodies with leaves or skins of animals to protect their bodies, isn't it? From the sun, wind, and rain. So in the first stage of human evolution, there was no economic activity existed. Okay, here in the first stage, no economic activity existed. There was no economic activity at all. So in the second stage was the pastoral stage. So here in this stage, people learned domestication of animals. They started to domesticate animals. You already uh, noticed this, right? There was a change in the temperature, and because of that, grasslands improved, and because of that, animals and birds multiplied. This was observed by the people, and they started to observe the certain animals, and they started to domesticate animals, sheep, cow, dog, isn't it? So in the beginning, cattle, sheep, and goats were reared. These animals provided food to eat and skins to cover their bodies. So they moved from one place to another in search of grasslands. So though man had reached some higher level of development, here commerce did not exist. Here also no economic activity was there. So in pastoral stage also commerce did not exist. So the third stage is ag agricultural stage. So people observe the grass because of the increase in temperature. Uh, Grasslands also improved and people started to observe, and these grass used to bear some seeds and that used to grow again. So all this they observed and slowly they started agriculture. So after several years of pastoral stage, people learned the art of growing some crops. They started living at a fixed place. They lived in groups, and here commercial activities started. When people started living in groups, their commercial activities in third stage only the commercial activities started, that is commerce started. The villages and communities came into existence. Some simple form of division of labor started. So they started to divide their work. Few has to sow the seeds and few has to provide them agricultural tools. Like this simple form of division of labor started. So commercial activity started with the agricultural stage. Then fourth stage is handicraft stage. So when people learned agriculture, they were in need of certain agricultural tools, and these tools were not made by all, because the tools usually are made by the skilled persons. So only few persons used to provide, or they had the knowledge of making the tools. So they started to continue uh, providing or preparing these agricultural tools, and many depended on them for those agricultural tools. What they used to do, they used to exchange their products with the tool that the few craftsmen had, and few also knew how to build houses. So like this, the agriculturists wanted some tools or implements. So they wanted house to live. To fulfill these requirements, some people engaged themselves in making tools and also to construct houses. So they were called craftsmen. Like this, craftsmen evolved in the society. So gradually a body of these professional craftsmen such as carpenters, blacksmiths, weavers, builders came into existence. Like this, the craftsmen came into existence in the society. So as I told you, they used to exchange their goods with the tools or handicraft or the work that these craftsmen provided. So, yeah, in return, the agriculturists used to provided them with their requirements. Slowly, barter system of exchange came into existence. So, in the handicraft stage, slowly barter system of exchange existed. Let us know what is barter system of exchange. Barter system means the direct exchange of goods or other things. So barter system means it is the exchange of goods to goods or even other things. Here you can observe in this picture, a person is exchanging apple. It looks like orange, okay, uh, with banana. So here also apples, a person is exchanging apple to uh, a cock, right? Here also you can observe exchange of goods to goods. So the division of labor enabled quick production of goods. The goods produced were directly exchanged. So what is barter system of exchange? It is the direct exchange of goods for goods or other things is called barter system of exchange. So the people started to exchange what the product that they had to the service the other person has provided, or to the good that other person had. Suppose person A had ragi, uh, he used to exchange with person B who had wheat. So this was the system of barter. But the barter system also had certain problems. So what were the problems in the barter system of exchange? The first problem was lack of double coincidence of wants. That means if two parties exchange goods with each other, we call it coincidence of wants. Suppose I have ragi and you have wheat. You want ragi and I want wheat. If I want wheat, it can be exchanged easily because you already have wheat and I want wheat. I have ragi and you want ragi. So if that is the case, here we can say coincidence of wants. Coincidence of wants. But such a double coincidence was rarely found. That means it is not always same. Every time I do not need only wheat. I have ragi, you have wheat, but I want rice. You do not have rice. So it is very difficult to exchange ragi which I own with you because you do not have rice, you have wheat. So that lack of double coincidence of want was the first problem in the barter system. Then lack of common measure of value. It was very difficult to decide the quantity of one commodity to another. So okay, I have apples and you have a fisherman has fish. So how to measure? So measure of value, it was very difficult to decide quantity of one commodity to another. So it was very difficult. Catching fish is very difficult. Okay. Uh, for example, one cow, how many sheep, or for one measure of wheat, how many measures of jowar? It was very difficult to divide. The third problem of barter system was difficulty of subdivision. It was very difficult to divide some animals or things. Example, to divide the cow for some sheep, divide the sheep for hen. You know what is the size of hen and what is the size of sheep. I have a hen and you have a sheep. How to exchange? How to subdivide it? So that was also a problem. Then difficulty to store the goods or to transport. So some goods are perishable in nature, right? It was very difficult to store the goods and also to transport. Suppose I have 50 kgs of tomatoes and you have 50 kgs of wheat. If we exchange the goods, uh, tomatoes and wheat, wheat is very easy to store, but it is not same with the tomatoes, isn't it? Tomatoes you'll store for 1 week. You can have tomato soup, you can prepare tomato juice, or all sorts of dishes using tomatoes. But how much can you eat in a week? Isn't it? So difficulty of storage was also there, and difficulty to transport was also a problem. So these were the different problems with the barter system of exchange. One is lack of double coincidence of wants, lack of common measure of value, difficulty of subdivision, and difficulty to store the goods or to transport. Then how to solve this problem? The next stage of evolution of commerce was money economy stage. To solve the problems with the barter system of exchange, that is to overcome the difficulties of barter system of exchange, many mediums of exchange were used. So in the beginning they started to the people used the skins of the animals. Sometimes they even use cowrie shells. and many metals were used as medium of exchange. Okay, then the metals were brought into different shapes. Like this, the usage of coins came into existence. So the people started to use different coins like copper coins, silver coins, and gold coins. So like this, copper, gold, and silver coins came into existence. Here also some difficulties were experienced, mainly of transportation, because the coins are heavy, isn't it? So to solve that problem, paper money came into, paper money came to be used. Then what is paper money? Paper money is a token money which generally comprises of bank notes issued by the central bank of the country. So notes are issued by the central bank of the country. Which is the central bank of our country? You answer using the comment box. Okay. So nowadays we not only have coins and paper money, we also have bank money in the form of checks, drafts, bills, credit card, and even debit cards. So while paying your fees, you use different ways of paying money, isn't it? You use checks. You may use debit card, credit card also. So like this, money economy stage evolved. Hope you understood this. Then next stage of uh, evolution of commerce is town economy stage. So the introduction of bank money as medium of exchange resulted in the fast growth of commerce. Now the uh, commerce grew very fast, and people began to produce different varieties of goods, and they all needed market. So they used to uh, sell those goods in a particular place. The producers started to meet at a fixed place at periodical intervals for exchange purpose. So they were called local markets. Like this, gradually these local markets developed into towns and centers to supply goods. So like this, even yeah, Bengaluru has become a main place for trade. So the merchants came to existence. They invited the craftsmen to a particular place, and the people who had different goods, who had produced different goods, they had to meet at a place, and even they used to collect the raw materials in such place. Like this, local markets started. So during this stage, commerce developed largely and markets extended far and wide. So commerce developed largely in town economy stage. The last stage is the international trade stage. Now commerce, now we do not have only local markets, now we have international markets too. So that is mainly because of the geographical discoveries that took place during the 15th and 16th centuries. Okay, the new lands were discovered through the geographical discoveries. Now the world has become a small village. We can purchase any good from goods which is produced in any country. So right now we have online transactions, or online shopping has made us so easy to purchase any good from any part of the world. So even the Industrial Revolution, which took place in England, and geographical discoveries helped for large production of goods, not only for the local markets but also for other countries. Now we are producing not only to satisfy the needs of our people, and also we are providing markets to the outside the country, that is international markets we have, and we are producing even for the other nationals, other nations as well. So now standardized goods were produced with the help of machines. So revolution in transportation and communication helped for the expansion of markets. Now transportation is not a problem, and also um, communication is also not a problem. We can transport any good to any part of the world. So we have ships, where perishable goods and costly goods can also be exported using the airways. So like this, we have import and exports. So the production of goods was carried out not only for the national markets but also for the international markets. So now the commerce is in international trade stage at present. We have international trade stage. The commerce is in international trade stage. So these are the 8 stages of evolution of uh, commerce. So these 8 stages you must remember. So next is role of business and commerce in economic development. So what is the role of commerce or business in economic development? Definitely commerce or business contribute to the economic development. So before that, try to understand trade. What is trade? So buying and selling of goods is called trade. Then what is commerce? Commerce includes even trade and aids to trade. Aids to trade means what the different activities which helps for buying and selling of goods. That is uh, commerce. Commerce includes trade and aids to trade. So what is the role of business and commerce? So commerce is responsible for smooth and continuous supply of goods to consumers. So it is only because of the commerce we all can enjoy different goods, okay, and it is continuous also. If there is no transportation, if there are no distributors, if there are no wholesalers, we cannot enjoy all the goods and services continuously. So who is responsible for continuous supply of goods and services? It is the commerce. So to sum up, commerce is responsible for smooth and continuous supply of goods to consumers. Commerce helps in bringing the factors required for the establishment of industries. Commerce brings the different parts of the world closer, thereby creating one market. Commerce helps to create one market, and it helps the traders to become more adventurous. Okay. Commerce also helps the government through paying rates, taxes, and duties. So, even commerce is a good source of income to the government. So, we are at the end of the lesson, the development of commerce during 21st century. So, here MNC means multinational company. So, 21st century is called the age of information technology, and it is only because of that we are connected even in this pandemic, isn't it? So internet banking, mobile banking, privatization of insurance, advancement of telecommunication services, online shopping, e-commerce, better transportation facilities, electronic media, and such others have spread all over the world. Now the world, as I told you, world has become a small village. Now every part of the world, almost all the parts of the world have internet facilities, banking facilities, mobile banking is there. So through the technological advancements, the entire world has become a global village now. We are speaking about global village. So the multinational companies have spread their business in many countries, isn't it? We have different foreign companies in our land, and our companies are also in different lands. So for example, Infosys, Wipro, they all have their companies even in the other foreign nations. So they help to increase production and supply of goods to the world market. So these companies produce specialized goods on a large scale and their prices are competitive. On the whole, commerce is developing at a greater speed. In the 21st century, commerce is developing at a great speed, and now we have global village. The entire world is a market for all the goods and services that are produced in different parts of the world. So now in this lesson you understood about the business, You understood about the meaning of business. Then you learned about the different types of economic activities. You learned about the evolution and growth of commerce, and importance or the role of business and commerce in economic development, and also development of commerce during 21st century. Hope you understood the lesson. Thank you so much for watching the lesson. Try to read the lesson. Reading lesson from the textbook is very important. Have a good day.